between Holy Cross and Lincoln Broadwell. All right, we should be live. Share this with a couple of folks. Send this to my lovely bride, and then we'll get started. All right, welcome back to Normal, Illinois, Normal Kingsley Junior High School for the championship game of 7th grade 1A boys basketball. My name is Aaron Surratt, and I'm here with David Unger, who's going to be helping us out with today's broadcast. We got Emily on the stats, and you'll hear from her at halftime. We've got Carrie Surratt manning the camera, womaning the camera today. So we thank everybody for their help. As always, a couple of quick thank you shout outs, and then we'll start talking about the game. Thanks again to BC Hornet Sports and Steve Surratt for lending us this equipment so that we could broadcast today's game. And again, a thanks to Claire Taylor for heading on over, bringing on over to Champaign from Springfield last week. So, all right, Dave, we've got some school history here for Holy Cross today for sure. This would be the best result that Holy Cross has ever had in basketball. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's Vegas isn't putting out odds on this, but for as unfamiliar as we are from Holy Cross with the state series, Lincoln West has been making quite a few trips over the last 3-4 years, and so they would seem to have just institutionally some experience watching their older classmates go through this over the last few years, and maybe that counts for something. But ultimately, it's super exciting to watch this extremely talented group of Crusaders achieve what others haven't from our school.
Absolutely, and you talked about that. Lincoln Broadwell does definitely have an experience factor. Again, if we look just at some of the recent results, they won this tournament last year, 7-1A, and I did a little digging today over my lunch hour, and 3 of their top 4 scorers from last year's 7A team were 6th graders on that team and are here again tonight. So some names, if you had looked at last year, Cruz Broby is back, Griffin Cross and Colby Bowman. All 3 of them were integral parts of last year's 1A state championship team for Broadwell, and they're back again.
And also the top 3 scorers, as we've seen in the quarterfinal and semifinal games for Lincoln West, going back to last Saturday, they're definitely going to be the keys for any success on their side.
Absolutely. So let's take a quick look as we set this up with how both of these teams got into this contest. We'll start, and we'll go briefly through regional and sectional play. So let's start with Broadwell. They come into this game at 28-1. In their regional, they were, as you might expect, a #1 seed and had a bye in the first round. In the semifinals, they beat Normal Calvary by a score of 54-12. Then had Lincoln Chester in the championship game, won that game by a score of 59-8. In the sectional, they had Hartsburg Emden. They beat them by a score of 50-22. Then on Saturday, here in the 4th game of the day, Lincoln Broadwell defeated Peoria St. Jude by a score of 45-25. And then in that semifinal game, the last game of the night, jumped out to a really quick advantage, 35-2 in the first quarter against Effingham Sacred Heart, who just took home 4th place and won that game by a final score of 82-33. One other note, the only loss for Broadwell, as we said, they come into this game 28-1. Their loss was against Springfield Lincoln, and they are playing in about 15 minutes or so for the 4A state title and lost that game only by 10 points. 15 points, 43-28. For one other quick note for Broadwell, this would be, if they win tonight, would be their 5th 7th grade state title in basketball. So as Dave mentioned, they do have some recent experience. Take a look at the Crusaders from Holy Cross. They come into tonight's contest with a record of 25-2. As Broadwell, they had a bye in the first round of the regional. In the semifinal, they played Champaign Next Generation, won that game by a score of 52-10. In the regional championship game, played Royal Prairie View Ogden, won that game by a score of 42-16. In sectional play, had Kansas, won that game by a score of 58-27. Then on Saturday, in the second game of the day, they played Fort Heights Cottage Grove, won the game by a score of 41-28. And then in the semifinals, beat Pontiac St. Mary's by a score of 40-23. And Pontiac St. Mary's, if you happen to be here and see it, just took home 3rd place in the state for, again, the 7th grade 1A. The two other basketball state appearances for Holy Cross, we just look at their history. In 2009 and 2005, took home 4th place in 2009 and just appeared in 2005, lost in that first round. We mentioned history being made today for Holy Cross. Again, this will be the best finish we've ever had in basketball. The other finishes that would match tonight's result, only 3 in school history. In 1977, baseball, they took home 2nd place in the state. In 1987, the girls track team as a team took home 2nd place. And the only other state championship in Holy Cross history, 2009, the 2A baseball championship. So, history tonight, one way or another for Holy Cross. Broadwell looking to make some history of their own and repeat as 1A state champions. And for a couple of these kids, a chance to have back-to-back titles. One is 6th graders and one is 7th graders.
And looking, you mentioned some of these kids on the 7th grade team for Lincoln. They have the experience playing up as 6th graders on last year's championship team. It's not unreasonable to think that they are also playing up on the 8th grade squad, which based on some results earlier, it looks like they have also made the state series as the 8th grade team from their school. So they are maybe looking to do damage there as well. But as you said, we've talked, Holy Cross is a special class here this year. This group of players has done things, regardless of the outcome of today. This is a historic season for them, and they're going to represent themselves extremely well tonight.
Absolutely. One of the things that Coach Gibas has joked a couple of times, again, we're over in Champaign with the University of Illinois, so we have a fair amount of passion and enjoyment for Illinois athletics at the collegiate level as well. We joke that the transfer portal has been very good to Holy Cross 7th grade basketball the last couple of years. Eli Marino joined this team last year as a 6th grader, and then Charlie Young joined Holy Cross at the end of last academic year, but this would have been his first year on the basketball team. Let's take a minute and look at who we think some of the key players for tonight's game might be and what they've done so far in the state tournament series. Let's start with Broadwell and really what they have, at least based on the stats. And I don't think neither of us have watched them play, so we're going by box scores here, folks. But Cruz Froby is definitely the person to watch for Broadwell. He is a bucket getter, folks. Again, over my lunch, I was able to do just a little bit of research, and he scored 37 points in that semifinal game, which, according to one source, just one source, don't fact check me, folks, if I'm wrong, but that 37 points, as I understand it, is the most in a 7th grade state series game ever,
Wow.
breaking the previous record of 35. So 37 points, including 6 3-pointers, and was 5 of 5 from the free throw line as well. So scoring quite possibly at all 3 levels. The couple of other players that have scored substantial points for them, Griffin Cross had 18 points in that semifinal game. He hit 3 3-pointers of his own, and Colby Bowman had 18 points as well. No three-pointers for Colby, so just doing a little bit of assumption here based on that. I'm going to bet that Bowman is more of a post player. Froby's going to have the ball in his hands, I think, just a lot probably, and Cross probably get some open looks off of action from Froby. Again, we mentioned that those three players also participated last year. If we look at last year's state tournament, not quite the scoring outburst in any one game like that semifinal game, but last year in the state tournament series, Froby had 41 points, including 5 three-pointers. Cross had 26 points with just 1 three-pointer, and Bowman had 22 points last year. And again, that's across 3 games. And if we look at their totals across 2 games so far, the quarters and the semis, Froby is at 54 points, Cross has 34 points, and Bowman has 22 points. Again, Froby had 6 three-pointers in that semifinal game. Didn't hit any in the first game, but clearly has the ability. Cross also didn't hit any three-pointers in the first game, but again, has those 34 points. So I kind of expect that those 3 are going to be the 3 biggest keys for them. And if you can stop 2 of them, maybe you've got a shot. But if all 3 start hitting, I think Holy Cross could have a problem on their hands.
Yeah, and just to give a sense to those watching at home, we can also see their team warming up, and both Froby and Bowman are Froby and Cross are regularly taking threes, just really smooth, very fundamental shots, and hitting almost all of them. So obviously that's what leads to their success here. And as you mentioned, Aaron, Bowman does seem to be a slightly bigger, going to be mostly their inside presence, but I think they're going to have to find a way to contend with what are slightly taller forward players in Cross and Bowman than they may have seen to this point.
That's a really great segue to talk a little bit about Holy Cross. And if we look at Holy Cross, they're maybe a little bit more balanced than Broadwell. But if we look at who we expect some of the key contributors to be tonight, on the Broadwell side, it's Froby. The best counterpart that I think that Holy Cross has is going to be Colton Stonecipher, who through 2 games has 27 points, 7 of those being three-pointers, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. On the height side, though, I don't see anybody on the court who can match up with the second leading point scorer for Holy Cross, which is Charlie Young. We mentioned him. Charlie was new to the school last year. This is his first year playing basketball at Holy Cross. Charlie is about 6'4", and if you don't box him out, even if you do box him out, sometimes he can just reach right up over your head and not touch you and still get a rebound and a layup. I was musing on Saturday that even sometimes a contested 3, as long as it hits the rim, isn't necessarily a bad shot, because if Charlie's there to get the rebound, it could be an easy bucket waiting to happen. But Charlie has 20 points in the state tournament series. He had 12 in the first game and 8 in the second game on Saturday. And then probably the third person we'd probably see score the 3rd most points for Holy Cross, or maybe the 2nd, would be Eli Marino. Eli is kind of that guard-forward hybrid, can shoot from outside, had 19 points on Saturday in the 2 games combined. Did hit 1 three-pointer and is definitely capable of making more than that, and was 5 of 8 from the free throw line. A couple other people that can definitely score for Holy Cross. Jack Skibas had 10 points across the 2 games, had 6 in the first contest and 4 in the second. And then Braden Ritter scored 3 points. Braden didn't hit a three-pointer, but took several and is capable of hitting 2, 3, or 4 in a contest if he gets hot and gets some good open looks. One other person that scored on Saturday is Michael Hartnett. Michael, another post player that has some height. I think he's going to match up pretty well with Broadwell's height. He and Jax, I think, are similar in stature. But the paint, you would like to think, if you're Holy Cross, is an area that you can maybe control with Charlie Young, Jax Gibas, and Michael Hartnett.
Yeah, I think you touched on the key to Holy Cross's victory tonight, and that would be their balance. I mean, their backcourt with those 3 of Stonecipher, Ritter, and Marino is unlike any that they had gone up against. And whereas if these 3 key players from Lincoln West can match that on the outside, that leaves them empty on the inside. And with that balance in the front court, with that trio you mentioned of Young, Gibas, and Hartnett being able to cycle in and out, their size is going to give them an advantage in rebounding. A thing that it looks like we might see with Lincoln West, if those 2 players in Bowman and Cross again, from what we can see from warm-ups, they look like they might be more agile than other players they've seen. So if they do have decent footwork, they might catch some of our forwards on those first shot opportunities in space that our guys aren't able to defend. But yeah, you'd like to think that we will be able to handle the rebound game on both sides if we can get Charlie and get Mikey in there, and Jax, who's just a rebounding machine, to take care of cleanup.
And my favorite rebounder on the court. If you listen to
Oh,
the
yes.
second game, Braden Ritter had at least 7 rebounds, and at least on our side, at least from the starters' perspective, Braden is the shortest starter we have, and he just kept coming up with rebound after rebound on Saturday, and it was a lot of fun. It looks like we're about ready to get going here. Both teams are headed to their benches. I would speculate that we will not have a national anthem. Typically, they just do that for the first game of each session. But we should get starting lineups here in just a minute. We'll talk about those when they're here. We have a pretty good idea who we'll see from Holy Cross. And again, we know who 3 of Broadwell's highest point scorers are, and we'll anticipate that they'll start as well. One of the other things, I was talking with players and coaches between Saturday and today, and it sounded like what happened in that semifinal game, one of the reasons that Broadwell was able to get up to such a big lead so early is they will do full court pressure, end-to-end, kind of a 1-2-2 pressure that falls back into a 1-2-2 zone, and Effingham's just did not have the ability to handle that pressure, at least in the early going of that game.
And that speaks to one of the other great assets of Holy Cross is their passing ability is like none other we saw them play against. And it's really interesting. There's certainly some of these guys, and especially Ritter and Stonecipher, who have been playing from, the day that they could walk, knowing each other. But even with some of the players that came in recent years, just seeming to have that sixth sense of where every other player on their team is on the floor to move efficiently and surgically up the court is going to be the key to them breaking that press. Will Lincoln West be able to match? Do they have that same kind of speed and connection that Holy Cross does to match them? Yeah, we'll see.
And I think that's one of the other interesting questions for Holy Cross is what kind of defensive set will they come out with? What kind of pressure are they going to put on on Broadwell? Because they have the ability to go with that kind of 1-2-2 full court pressure as well, and they've been really successful in getting steals and layups off of that. On the defensive end, I've seen them play a matchup defense. I've seen them play kind of a 2-3 defense. In Saturday's, in the semifinal game against St. Mary's, they started in a matchup defense, gave up a couple of three-pointers, and then fell back into the 2-3 zone. And that seemed to work. The second quarter, they held St. Mary's scoreless.
Which I actually found amazing because you usually teach often the detriment of zone is that if you play a good shooting team, how can you cover the perimeter if you're so focused on staying tight on the inside? But Charlie and Mikey and Jax, they give them those perimeter defenders an ability to roam because they don't have to play as close to home. So it's odd that for where that wouldn't work for most teams, Holy Cross just finds a way to adapt and do whatever is necessary in order to play strong D.
Well, and the other thing, the other benefit to Holy Cross is we haven't seen Charlie yet for a spring season, but the starters for Holy Cross all run track as well. So they're used to sprinting and they're used to covering a lot of ground very quickly. So let's hit those starters for Holy Cross. As expected, we'll have Braden Ritter. He'll be wearing number 3 today. Holy Cross going to be in the white uniforms. They'll be the home team on the scoreboard. Also have number 10, Jax Gibas. Eli Marino, number 13. Colton Stonecipher, number 21. And Charlie Young, number 50. Let's see who we have from Lincoln Broadwell. We're going to start with number 5, Cruz Froby. Again, Froby, point scoring machine, comes from a family of basketball players. We'll see if there's time to pull that back in later as well. Colby Bowman, number 22. We have Griffin Cross, number 30. Looks like we'll have Evan Clements, number 31. And Kaylin Sales, number 32. I'm going to assume that's Caitlin. We're just going to go with that. And so for the tip, it's going to be Young and Clements. Nope.
Looks like Bowman.
Bowman. That makes sense. All right, here we go. 6 minutes on the clock. State championship game. Tip going to be controlled by Broadwell. Into the front court quickly. Looks like that's going to be.
Got Cross.
Cross. And Broadwell comes out with that 1-2-2 pressure. Inbound, going to get it to Stonecipher across the timeline. We're going to have a foul quickly. That's going to be on Cruz. Roby, going to be number 1. That's something we didn't particularly touch on, but you get one of those big three in foul trouble for Broadwell, and that could make a difference in how this game goes as well.
Oh yeah, we saw that in the game against, was it PVO? Their top scorer picked up 3 quick fouls in the first half, ended up fouling out of the game. Just they were not the same team without their star player.
We got the ball got in Charlie Young. Charlie had a layup opportunity. Looked like it was going to go in, and it rattled out. Unfortunately, the ball went off Holy Cross. So that will bring Broadwell into the front court. Froby at the top. Going to get it to Cross. Cross 2-point shot up and good. Griffin Cross, 4 quick points.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to find a way to match up against that length. Right now, they don't have an answer just yet.
Ball into Young. Young's 2-point shot up and good. 4-2 Broadwell in the early going. Into the front court. Going to get up top to Froby. Froby puts up a 3. Oh, he banked it in. Apparently the banks are open late and normal on Thursday. Stonecipher to Marino. Marino into the front court. Tries to get into Young. It's knocked back to him. Now he's going to go back to Young. Young's 2-point shot up and good.
So smooth. It's amazing how he can just lob that ball up about 12 feet and it comes in just right every time.
I think they practiced that a little bit in practice. Here's Froby. Froby into the paint. Shot up, no good. Rebounded Marino. Marino has Stonecipher in the front court. Does go to him. Going to pull it back to Marino. Marino looking for some help. Trapped in the corner. And he's just going to throw it off of Sales. It's one of Eli's favorite moves. Throw the ball off of somebody else and get the ball out of bounds. Marino inbounds to Ritter. Ritter back out to Marino. Marino left corner. Going to dump it into Young. Young, had the ball knocked away a little bit. Froby with the steal, pulls it into the front court. In transition, he's going to put up a 3. It's going to be no good. Rebound Young. Ball to Stonecipher. He's going to bring it into the front court, into the corner, gets it across to Ritter. Left wing up top to Stonecipher. Stonecipher dribbles, tried to pass it into Young. Ball's going to be knocked away and stolen.
Looks like he had Jax there on the weak side, but didn't see that vision on that one.
And that's going to be not Bowman. Cross with a 3, no good. Rebound. I think that's Sales. Sales going to pull it up top to Froby. Froby goes to the left side to Bowman. Bowman to Sales. Sales puts up a 3, no good. Rebound Marino. And we're going to have a jump ball. Possession are going to belong to Holy Cross. I think that's an interesting shot for Sales to take. We hadn't seen him make a 3-pointer on Saturday, so interesting to see him take one so early here. Into the front court. Oops, go ahead.
No, yeah, and it looks like he might struggle with that. Like his shot is pushing from the shoulder rather than a true shot, so he might be someone they want to just let have that tonight.
In the left corner, it's Stonecipher for 3. It's good! Colton Stonecipher with his first 3 of the game brings us to a tie score with just over 3 minutes left here in this first quarter. Froby up top, guarded by Stonecipher, dribbles into the paint. Going to try to dump it off. Ball's knocked around up top. It's going to be cross, shot up and good.
Yeah, Cross is just being able to sink everything he gets in space, and he seems to have it whenever he wants so far.
In the front court to Marino. Marino up top to Gibas. Gibas drops it off to Ritter. Marino. Stonecipher fakes the 3, drives to the lane. Little floater up and good.
So
about 12
smooth.
feet. Again, Holy Cross not going with pressure early. In the front court for Broadwell, it's Cross. Cross got her by Marino. Matchup defense for Holy Cross. Froby, top of the key, three-pointer, no good. Rebound Young. Young to Marino. Marino looking up court, has Stonecipher. Stonecipher for three again. Drains it. Colton's second three of the game, puts Holy Cross up 12-9. Oh, we got these scores backwards, we'll fix that. Into the front court for Broadwell, it's Froby. Froby now gonna go up top to Bowman. Bowman, guarded by Gibas. Gets it to Cross, Cross into the lane. Nice switch by Holy Cross, dump it down inside. Top of the key to Froby. Froby gonna pass it off the left side. 2-point shot up, no good by Clements. Rebound, Froby. Froby guarded by Gibas, gave him too much space. He's gonna put up that three. That's gonna be up and over the backboard and that'll be out of bounds.
Froby really struggling so far at the beginning of this game. He does have 1 3, but his misses have not really been close to the cylinder, and that one going over the top.
All right, we're gonna have a 30-second timeout here for Holy Cross. Gonna be checking into the game is Michael Hartnett for Charlie Young, and that's a pretty standard operating procedure there for Hartnett to come in with about 2 minutes left in the quarter.
See a pretty fast pace going. I'd say Holy Cross is winning the transition game so far, even though early on Lincoln managed to score a couple off of that initial tip-off. They're doing well in the half court, but Holy Cross is really turning that ball up the floor, getting those passes and giving Stonecipher a quick shot without any defense on him.
And one of the other things that we talked about is Holy Cross, if they were going to be successful controlling the paint, controlling the rebounds, and I feel like on the whole, they've done a good job with that so far. Quick shout out, thanks to our cheerleaders and fans for being here and making a lot of noise for these boys. We really appreciate it. I know the boys do as well. Into the front court, it's Holy Cross. Stonecipher gonna try to drop it inside for Hartnett. Too tall for Michael. Michael's tall. He's not Charlie tall.
Yeah, that did look like a Charlie-sized pass, not a Mike one.
That'll be a turnover for Holy Cross, and that brings Broadwell into the front court. Again, it's Froby. It looks like now a 2-3 zone for Holy Cross. You talked about it being tough sometimes to cover all that ground, and here we go to Froby into the right corner. He's going to try to penetrate, goes up top. That's going to be Cross for three, no good. Rebound. Bowman.
Yeah, his first real touch of the game, but he ended up getting it just over Hartnett's hands and was able to lay it up.
That makes it a 1-point game. Holy Cross on top. On the right side, it's Ritter. Ritter, top of the key to Marino. Marino had the three, but it's going to pass it up. He's going to go to Stonecipher in the corner. Back to Colton. Colton's three again. No good. Rebound. Rebound for Bowman. But
take that. Looked like a lot of hands on the arm right there, but hey, that down official only sees the back, so.
Nice job there by Braden Ritter. Didn't get the rebound, but forces a jump ball. We've got just over 30 seconds left. We'll see if Broadwell tries to hold this for a last shot or if they're going to keep pushing the tempo. Froby, the left side to Cross. Cross to Froby. Three-pointer. It's going to be missed. Rebound, Braden Ritter.
There's your guy.
20 seconds left. We'd like to think Holy Cross would hold this for the last shot. Into Hartnett. It's just Stonecipher, left wing. Oh, he tried to go down low to Gibas, who made a nice catch to the basket. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Broadwell. Baseline out of bounds play here for Holy Cross. Marino to inbound. Going to go way up top to Ritter. Ritter to Hartnett. Right corner for Marino. I'm going to go up top to Stonecipher for three. No good. Ball's on the ground. Rebound Ritter. Marino could put it up, but he didn't realize how little time was left. And that's going to finish our first quarter. Holy Cross on top by a score of 12-11. Whew. That was a fast-paced first quarter. In addition to a fast-paced quarter, I think a well-played quarter for both teams. Each team had a couple of turnovers, but both teams, I feel like, have risen to the moment here in this championship game.
Yeah, we can see a couple of themes taking shape. Holy Cross continuing to distribute between their two primary scorers, getting it into Charlie Young down low, but also allowing Stonecipher to work out on the perimeter, especially from the corners. And on the other side, it seems like it's Froby and Cross just kind of playing back and forth. Not many touches from the other three players. Bowman has gotten 2 points, but that might have been his only touch in that whole first quarter. So we're gonna see star players and who can defend the opposing team better and who can free up more shots for themselves.
And a couple of subs for Holy Cross. We're going to have Charlie Young back into the game. And John Fletcher checks in. So completely reworked post game for Holy Cross here to start this second quarter. Don't think we had any changes for Broadwell unless I'm missing something. So that, again, that full court pressure for Broadwell. Ball's inbounded to Stonecipher. He gets it to Marino. Marino going to be trapped in the corner. Gets it to Stonecipher. Right wing to Ritter. Ritter had a shot. Didn't take it. Going to pull it back to, now to Ritter in the right wing. Top the key. Drop it down to Young. Young to Marino. Fakes the three. Up top to Ritter. Ritter's going to put up a three of his own. Banks open on that side as well. Banks really good in Bloomington.
Really good to see him take a shot. He usually keeps deferring to his other high-scoring teammates, but that could make the difference if he gets some confidence and starts putting some more open.
Nice pass there by Froby inside. Rebound. Shot was missed by Clements. Rebound to Young. Quickly into the front court. It's Holy Cross to Ritter. Ritter looking for some help. Gets it to Stonecipher. Right wing three. Up. Going to be no good. Rebound controlled by Young. Young to Ritter to Marino. Left corner. He's going to put up a three. No good. Rebound controlled by Bowman. Bowman to Cross. Cross at the top of the key. Gets it to Froby. Froby drives into the paint. Guarded by Stonecipher. He's going to put up a shot. Going to be, looked like a pretty decent block to me by Charlie. I think that's probably who they'll hit with the foul, and that'll be Charlie Young's first foul. Going to send Froby to the line to shoot two. Again, Cruz in the semifinal game was 14 of 16 from the free throw line. Shot 16 free throws in that semifinal game. First one is up and in. And checking back in for Holy Cross is going to be Jax Gibas. Checks in for John Fletcher. And Froby will have another shot. Second shot is up and no good. Rebound, Charlie Young. So Holy Cross with a 3-point advantage. 4:45 to go in the first half. A little bit of a risky pass there by Marino, but it works out. Get it into Ritter. Ritter going to try to dump it in for Young. Nice job there by Clements to knock that ball out of bounds. Marino will initiate again for Holy Cross. Up top at the elbow for Young. Young to Marino. Back to Young, tried to repost him. Ball's going to be stolen by Clements. Going to get to Sales. Sales top of the key, guarded by Ritter to the left side of Froby. Froby, right wing to Bowman. Bowman to Cross. Cross to Froby. Froby's going to penetrate. Puts up a 2-point shot. No good. Rebound, Gibas. Well, he almost had the rebound, but what we're going to get instead is a foul on Colby Bowman.
Great positioning by Jax as usual, but
again, Jax has been kind of the fourth scoring option for Holy Cross most of the season, but he does a lot of things that don't show up on the scoreboard with his hustle, his rebounding, his movement without the basketball. Holy Cross into Marino into the paint, 2-point shot up and good.
That distribution, that working with both the smalls and the bigs, that's something we haven't seen out of our opponent yet, but if Holy Cross keeps that up, they'll be able to get more open looks.
Cross left wing, he's going to drive into the basket, puts up a 2-point shot, no good. Rebound, Marino.
Cross really going cold here in the second quarter, and you just saw some of his body language there, getting frustrated at the misses here.
Cross court into the paint now to Gibas. Gibas kind of got tripped. Kind of an incidental contact there. Lost his footing, lost the ball out of bounds. You know that play that we just saw from Young to Marino, they run that off the tip sometimes. That's how they scored their first bucket of the game in the quarterfinal on Saturday. Tip, get it to, and get Eli coming down the wing there.
Yep.
And let's see, that's Clements. Clements gets it to Froby. Froby puts up a
that
shot.
That looked like an extra step.
Rebound going to go to Clements. He can't get it. Charlie Young with that height gets the rebound, gets it to Marino. Marino to Stonecipher. They're going to push the pace a little bit. Back to Marino. Marino has all the time in the world. Looks for Young. Young to Stonecipher in that corner. Shot fake to Marino. To Ritter. Just pass around the perimeter. Colton's going to take a three from the left wing. Good!
Such patience. That's really impressive that they've got composure, that no matter how heated that defense is coming at them, they just work and work and work. They know that they're going to get open looks if they just stick to their core.
Well, as you said, I think the patience is really great. You did a nice job passing around the perimeter. And it looks like we have the closest thing I've ever seen to a mascot at Holy Cross. Our PE teacher, Mr. Tim Weaver, here in costume. And if the fans weren't excited before, they're sure excited now.
Does bear a striking resemblance to our PE teacher, but I do believe I've seen the history books. That is Sir Timothy.
Oh, okay. Or maybe that's St. Sebastian.
Patron saint of athletes, yes.
Either way, Holy Cross up by 8 points, 20-12, with just under 3 minutes left to play. That timeout was called by Broadwell, full timeout. And again, with about 3 minutes left, we see Hartnett check in for Young. Again, that's not a surprise. That's kind of a pretty normal, even split of playing time. And that's Sales, top of the key. He's going to be guarded by Ritter. Sales to Froby. Froby guarded by Stonecipher. Oh, nice cut to the basket there by Cross. Rebound up, or no rebound, shot up and good. 6-point game. Holy Cross on top. There's that full court pressure, goes to the left side to Marino. Gets to Gibas, Gibas to Stonecipher. In the right wing to Ritter. Ritter trapped, gets it to Stonecipher. Tried to dribble through two people, ball's gonna be stolen by Froby. Froby gonna push the pace to the basket, puts up a shot, and it's gonna be good. They're gonna call a foul on Marino. And it looked like Eli took kind of a shot to the stomach there.
Looks like he took a bit of a hip check. I think it was Bowman on the weak side waiting for the cross pass that didn't end up coming, but in getting that position, I think he just got Fletcher on the hip.
We'll send both squads to their benches. We got an athletic trainer on site here, and Coach Rich Gibas down there talking with Eli, make sure that he's okay. One of the things I'm not sure about is if the athletic trainer comes out, does he have to come out of the game? Dave, do you know?
I don't know. If there was a head collision, yes, then they'll do the concussion screening automatically. It didn't appear that he was gripping at his head. It looked more like his hips, like just the collision with the ground. But
either way, they're gonna make a sub. Brody Oliveira is gonna check into the game for Holy Cross. Eli's gonna take a little bit of breather. Again, sends Froby to the line to shoot 2 free throws. First one is up and good. Five-point game now, Holy Cross on top. Second shot for Froby, up and good. Then he was 16 of 18 in the semifinal, 4 of 4 today. Holy Cross inbounds to Stonecipher. Stonecipher goes the right wing to Ritter. Ritter dribbles. Oh, he picked it up, his dribbling. Now he needs some help. Gets to Stonecipher. Stonecipher to Ritter. Ritter steps through. Colton with a long three, no good. Rebound to Froby. Froby gonna push the pace, put up a shot, and it's good, and they're gonna count the basket.
It looked like Stonecipher played that spacing well. He didn't jump into him, jump to the side, but give it up to Froby. He did go at him and drew the foul on that.
We'll talk about this maybe at halftime, but Froby comes from a big, long line of basketball players. His middle sister is a Division I basketball player at Colorado State. His older brother plays at the University of Tampa. Again, there's more to that. Froby's free throw is up and good. Now it's a 1-point game.
We got Marino back in. That'll be good for their backcourt to get back to whole.
So Marino checks in for Hartnett. 1:57 left to play in the first half. Stonecipher into the front court to Ritter. Ritter to Stonecipher. He's going to dribble it up to the top to Marino. Again, just kind of dribbling around the perimeter, waiting to find that shot that they feel best about. Right side to Ritter. Up top, Stonecipher is going to dribble right. Screen from Gibas. Puts up a shot. Well, can't tell if that was a shot or a pass. Either way, it ends up in the hands of Marino. Shot blocked by Clements. And we're going to get a foul. And I think that'll probably be on Marino.
It looked like he signaled Ritter. I thought I saw
Oh,
3.
you're right.
Yeah.
It is Ritter. Yep. So for Braden, that'll be foul number 1. Minute and a half.
And that does puts Lincoln into the bonus if we do see another foul before the end of the quarter.
Hand off to Froby. Froby's 3-point up, no good. Rebound Young. Young to Marino. Marino pushes the pace, now pulls it back. Picked up his dribble, needs some help. Ball's gonna be stolen by Froby. Into the front court to Bowman. Bowman's layup, no good. But he's gonna get his own rebound, put up another one, and that one does go in. And Broadwell with their first lead, I think, since 2-0. To Young, to Marino, outside to Stonecipher. Stonecipher isn't stolen by Froby. Clear path to the basket. Nice job by Holy Cross getting back. Rebound gonna end up in the hands of Marino. 40 seconds left. You'd like to see him slow down just a little bit right here. Try to get a good last shot. Right wing Stonecipher. He's gonna put up that 3. No good. Rebound Marino. Marino drops it into Young. And we're gonna get a jump ball.
Just needs to hold that up high. Doesn't need to bring it down to their level.
Try to coach my post players that if you're tall, keep it up by your head. So then those pesky guards can't get a hold of it. Broadwell brings the ball in the front court. It's Froby. Froby to the right side. Cross 2-point shot up and good. 3-point lead for Broadwell. 15 seconds left. Holy Cross would really like to get a score, make it at least a 1-point game, if not tie it. Left wing Marino. Marino to Stonecipher. Stonecipher Marino for 3 from the left wing. Corner good! Tie ball game, and that'll end the half. Everything you could want in a first half game. I lost something. I can't hear. Can you hear me? There we go. We lost for just a second there. So that'll get us to halftime. We're going to take a short break. We're going to put some numbers together, and we'll have Emily come on and tell you about those when we come back in a minute and a half or so.
So the stats from the first half. For Holy Cross threes, they've shot 5 of 11, 45%. From the field, 9 of 16, 56%, and they've shot no free throws. For Broadwell, they've shot 1 of 10 for three-pointers, shooting 10%. 9 of 27 from the field, 33%, and they're 4 of 5 for free throws, 80%.
Thank you, Emily. We appreciate those halftime numbers. Again, the biggest number of all, though, is a 23-23 halftime score. Holy Cross tied with Broadwell. And Dave, again, we saw a lot of really good, interesting things from both sides. If you had to pick, a couple of keys for the second half, what would you identify as the things that might decide this game in the second half?
Well, I think for Holy Cross, it's clear if they just keep, or it seems that if they just keep doing what they're doing, thinking about this the way that maybe we coach our own players, is that in these games you want to stop their star players. And right now, they have not stopped Stone Cipher. He is getting the looks he wants, and even on sets and plays that he's not a part of, they're not really watching him. He's having the freedom to do what he needs. So I think if they can continue to balance that with better interior passes, and if Young continues to take care of the ball, that's what they need on the offensive side. Just keep being who they are. But on the defensive side, they had success when they were getting in the path of that connection between Cross and Froby. They started getting some more confidence by getting some shots in close, and Froby getting to the line a little bit more to have a chance to take a breath and compose himself. And then they turned it on in the second quarter. So Holy Cross needs to go back to frustrating those two. And yeah, Bowman is putting in a few points, but make those other players beat you. They've got to continue to shut down that connection between Froby and Cross. As far as Lincoln West, they are having some high perimeter pressure when we bring the ball across half court. So if Holy Cross continues to disrupt that, great. Otherwise, they were able to get some steals. So Holy Cross is going to need to make sure that they finish their transition to that half-court offense, or we're going to see more steals from Lincoln West and giving them easy buckets. That's what allowed them to come back into it. So if Lincoln West finds a way to continue to be aggressive and fast on defense, that'll cause problems for the Crusaders.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right on all those fronts. I think all of those things could be pivotal. I think if Holy Cross is going to come out and finish this the way that they want to, I think, like you said, they need to continue to keep Froby from feeling comfortable. He had some nice penetration. His shots, even when they're not going in, they look nice. He's got good form. He's fluid. I think one of the keys is not letting him get open, easy looks. And like as you said, they've got to take care of the basketball. If Holy Cross doesn't allow some of those steals, if they take better care of the basketball, they've got a 4, maybe even a 6-point lead coming into halftime here. And then I think the other thing for Holy Cross, I think to me there's a clear difference in rim protection and rebound control when Charlie's in the game and when Charlie's not in the game.
Absolutely.
And so, I've watched most of the games this season. Charlie is going to play probably about half the minutes. That's kind of just generally how things work. So I would be interested to see if Coach Stonecipher might try to call a couple more timeouts to try to give him a little bit more of a breather to see if he can keep him on the court maybe for 2/3 of the minutes here in this last game of the season. You don't want him winded because he's not as effective then, but can you find a way to keep Charlie on the court and own that paint a little bit more?
Yeah, to that point as well, a lot of during that stretch when Lincoln had their run to come back in it, Charlie was off the floor, and Bowman, who is their low post player, was allowed to work. We saw him get more rebounds on the offensive side in those 3 minutes than the rest of his team had all the way to that point, and that's what allowed him to get in the game. But if Holy Cross makes it a point to be stronger on the offensive glass to box him out, and like we said in the opening, limit the number of second chance opportunities, that'll give them the advantage on their own defensive side.
Yeah, and the other thing is it makes it harder, if they're not making shots, it makes it harder for them to set up that pressure. It makes it easier for you to get into your set offense and run the play that you want. The other thing that I think is maybe underappreciated, and even by me, and again, I've watched a lot of the games, is against tough pressure. Because Charlie is so tall, you can put him kind of anywhere on the court and throw it up to him against full court pressure and let your wings, progress down the court without the ball and move without the basketball and break that pressure. And again, as coaches, we know that one of the best ways, probably the best way to break pressure is through passing, not dribbling. And if you can get your big men involved in the press break in a way that makes sense and he's comfortable, that just adds a completely different element to your ability to break pressure.
Right, as you say, when they plant him at half court and they do a give and go from deep in the backcourt to whoever that sprinting winger is, they've been able to break the press. So as you say, include him. Another key to success, we haven't seen a lot of him or said his name a lot, but if we can include Gibis on that low post slot, the opportunity hasn't been there because Lincoln is playing his zone defense most of the time and limiting bounce passes through the middle. Of course, they can't stop lobs to Charlie, but Jax has generally been available on that weak side. But then again, when Stonecipher is floating out to that wing, on the corner of the weak side, he's open too. So understand you're giving it to him, but if we can continue to mix it inside and out, find some opportunities and keep moving the ball around, then yeah, maybe Gibis gets involved. Maybe it gets even harder for that defense to keep pace.
All right. And we're coming out of halftime here. We are almost done. Got one. Emily's coming around to do the camera for a minute. She'll be here in just a second. We've got all our basketballs put away as we come out of the quarter into the third quarter. It's going to be Holy Cross to inbound the ball. They get it to Stonecipher. Stonecipher with pressure gets it to Marino. Marino brings it across the timeline. Into Ritter at the free throw line. 2-point shot up, no good. Rebound Young, shot up and good. Holy Cross comes out right away and puts 2 points on the scoreboard. 2-point advantage. First possession out of halftime. Broadwell cross, going to get a screen from Clements to the free throw line. 2-point shot up, no good. Rebound Young. Young to Stonecipher. Guarded by Bowman. He's going to bring it to the front. Ball knocked away. Going to try to lob it up. Can't lob it up over Froby. Nice job by Holy Cross to get back, but they get it to Bowman. 2-point shot up and good.
So we're talking about a little bit of halftime. Got to protect as we make this transition. Cleared across the half-court line. Just got a little sloppy that time.
In the front court, it's Stonecipher. He tried to go cross court to Gibis. Stolen by Froby. Froby to Cross the front court. Froby, he's going to put up a three from the left wing. No good. Rebound Clement up top. Cross. Pump fake into the lane. Shot up and good. Two-point advantage now for Broadwell. Into the front court, it's Ritter. Ritter picks up his dribble. He needs some help. Tried to go down to Gibis. It's going to be knocked away. Ball's loose. Controlled. Cross going to try to save it. He gets it to Froby. Froby up top. Now they go right corner to Cross. Nice recovery by Holy Cross. 2-point shot up, no good. Rebound Young. And that's going to be a foul.
So what you got to do, we need Young to pull it up tall there. Having a little bit of trouble now here at the beginning. We're letting Froby kind of get into a rhythm there. Got to start frustrating him more.
Second foul on Bowman. Again, full court pressure. Screen Gibis. Now to Marino into the front court. Double teamed. Ball's going to be stolen. Going to get it out front to Bowman. Bowman's layup is good. 4-point advantage for Broadwell. Stonecipher brings the ball into the front court. Threw it straight to Sales. Sales going to drive to the basket. Going to be a foul on Stonecipher. Colton trying to claim that he didn't touch him and it's not his fault, but after that whistle blows, not going to change anybody's mind.
Yeah, this swing is going to one of the things we talked about at halftime about ball control and what had been a point of success for them. That transition has been kind of faltering right now.
Sends Sales to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Kalen Sales makes his first one. It's a 5-point advantage for Broadwell. Sales has another one. It's up and good as well. Marino to inbound. Gets it. That cross-court pass is dangerous, but they got it to Ritter. Now the left wing to Marino. Left corner, dump it down to Young. Charlie dribbles in. Shot up. No good. No foul. Ball stolen by Gibas off the save. Eventually going to be controlled by Clements. Sales to the front court. And he tried to do a spin move, and they're going to say that ball, he just lost the handle himself.
Gibas took a spill there in the backcourt on the rebound. Part of it was a collision, part just frustration because he had that wide open shot. Felt like he got fouled. Took a lot of collision there.
So Hartman will check in for him. He sets the screen, brings it into Stonecipher. Stonecipher has the ball top of the key. Got to go right side to Ritter. Ritter back up top to Stonecipher. Pump fake, dribbles, three-point shot, top of the key. Good.
So smooth. Even with hassling on both sides of him, he just split them and sank the three.
Colton has just the confidence that you have to have as the lead option for a team in a state title game. Nice move, Mike Cross without the ball. Outside to Froby. Froby's three-point shot up, no good. Rebound, Ritter. Ritter gets it to Marino, and he's going to be fouled from behind by Froby, and that'll be 2 on Cruz Froby. Again, not something that is of super big concern yet, but if he finds a way to pick up another one before the third quarter's over, then things start to get a little interesting. 3-point game. Broadwell on top right now. Gets it to Stonecipher into the front court for Holy Cross. Pulls it back. Now to the right corner. Stonecipher again for 3. Tie ball game.
Exceptional ball movement. Just even those little tosses, just done to perfection where they free every single player on the court up.
Have to give credit to Michael Hartnett for that assist. Cross at the top of the free throw line. Shot in and out. Rebound Hartnett. Hartnett doesn't score a lot of points, but he has a big impact when he's in the game. He does a lot of the little things well. Oh, that was unfortunate.
A little thing there. But you're overall, yeah, he plays a great game, great hands.
Over and back there on Holy Cross. I don't think Hartnett quite knew that he was all the way across the line and expected to be able to give it back to Stonecipher. Unfortunate, but we have a tied ball game, and Gibas is back. Young takes a seat. Froby, right wing, sorry. 3-point shot up and good.
It's his first connection from 3, I think, since the first quarter, but
Stonecipher dribbles into the front court. He's going to be bumped by Sales. There'll be a foul on Kalen Sales. I think that's foul number 1 for him. And it is. It's 3 fouls on Broadwell this quarter. Marino inbounds to Stonecipher, back to Marino. Now he needs some help. Finds Ritter. Ritter tried to get into Hartnett. Ball was knocked out of bounds by Clements. Baseline out of bounds play for Holy Cross. Marino will inbound. Marino to Stonecipher. Stonecipher to Marino. Back to Stonecipher. Tried to get it into Gibas. Ball's going to be stolen away by Clements into the front court. And that's Bowman. Bowman's got 10 or 12 points, all of them on layups. Holy Cross into the front court, it's Ritter. Ritter tried to lob it outside to Marino, but it was too tall, too much mustard, and that's a turnover for Holy Cross. Coach Stonecipher trying to tell his guys, calm it down. We're okay, we don't have to rush, we don't have to be miracle workers. Cross into the front court. 2-3 zone by Holy Cross. Goes the right side to Froby. Cross court to Cross. He's going to put up a 3 from the left wing. No good. Rebound Hartnett. Gets it to Marino. Marino brings up left side. And he traveled. He was going to go to Stonecipher, and he was covered, and then didn't have a second option in mind.
Does feel like we're not pressing in the sense of a defensive press, but ourselves just getting a little too anxious, pressing in the moment instead of just staying calm with the way they know how to play.
Froby open from 3. 8-point advantage now for Broadwell. I think they're going to get Bowman.
Oh, They called that on Gibas, who seemed to be set. He took a shoulder from Bowman, but the official calling that an offensive foul.
And it's really tough. We saw a game up at St. Malachy earlier in the season, and the feet were set, but we shifted our weight just a little bit, and you have to wonder if maybe that's what happened there as well. Either way, 8-point advantage, cross, top of the key for Broadwell to Froby. Froby puts up a 3. Good again. Cruz Froby putting on a show the last half of this third quarter. Broadwell up by 11. Gets it to Ritter. Ritter, the right wing. Thought about a shot, pulls it back, gets it to Stonecipher. Stonecipher to Ritter. Ritter's going to put up a 3 of his own. Nope, a little bit short. Rebound, Clements. Clements to Cross. Got to think they're going to take the last shot here with 10 seconds left. That's Sales. Somebody's got to pick him up. Froby to Cross. He's going to shoot a step back 3. It's going to be short. Rebound, Young. That'll do it for quarter number 3. A quarter that unfortunately Holy Cross would like to forget. And our third quarter score, Lincoln Broadwell 42, Holy Cross 31.
Yes, as far as some of the keys we talked about, some of the things that we said need to happen for Broadwell to take a bit of advantage happen. Their perimeter defense really stifled them at half court as we tried to bring across the ball. I think Holy Cross got a little tentative with staying confident with the ball and dictating how they were going to bring it up. Instead, they just let the will of Broadwell take them over for a little bit. But that said, even though it's an 11-point lead, it doesn't feel insurmountable. That there have just been these spurts where Broadwell has taken over, but ultimately it feels like the game has been pretty balanced. There's just been these big swings. And so now it's Holy Cross's turn to take a big swing. This is a team that is very capable of just taking over this quarter and finishing it out. And there's no reason to suggest they couldn't if they just make those little fixes in the transition.
I think the biggest thing, like you said, the fixes in transition, we have to take better care of the basketball, and we have to get some good looks at the basket, which when we don't take care of the basketball, don't happen. And Broadwell to Cross. Cross, I thought looked like he might have traveled there, but didn't call it. Rebound to Sales. Sales guarded by Ritter. Ritter to Froby. Froby guarded by Stonecipher. Left wing to Sales. Sales up top to Cross. Cross to Froby. Down low to Bowman. Bowman needs some help. He finds Froby. Froby drives to the basket. Up top to Cross. Cross drives into the paint. Little 8-foot runner up and good. Defense just got extended a little bit too far, and there wasn't anything they could do about it. Now Stonecipher has the ball knocked away by Bowman. Rebound, layup up and good.
As you said, we got to take care of the ball.
Now Eli's in trouble. Coach Stonecipher going to call a full timeout. I think that's a good call. Down by 15. You can't afford a turnover there, and another easy bucket. Got to stop this momentum right here.
Seems like in that third quarter also we got away, and just even that last possession, something that worked out well during the first half was hassling those two-star players for Lincoln, but they are getting space now. We're seeing Cross take what seems to be a patented extension jump shot for mid-range, and he's getting comfortable there. Froby's allowed to move along the perimeter, driving in, kicking back out. He's getting comfortable there. So if they can hassle those two and put the onus on the other 3 players, that's the way they can get back on the defensive end. But as you said, it's got to start with taking control of the ball. They're more than capable with their 3 perimeter players for Holy Cross. Just need to execute.
Ball inbounded to Ritter. Ritter into the front court. Double team comes, drops it off to Marino. Marino to Hartnett. Michael could dribble. He's going to go cross court to Stonecipher. Shot up, no good. Gets it to Young. Young up top to Marino. Repost to Young. Shot up, no good. Oh, and that's unfortunate for Broadwell. Cross had the rebound, but just couldn't quite corral it.
There was some defining points of Holy Cross there. Good passing, good vision. That inbound pass from Marino was great.
Ritter inbounds to Marino. Now to the right corner up top. Stone Cipher going to take the long three. No good. Rebound Hartnett. Flips it up. No good. Rebound Young. No good as well. Ball loose. Going to be controlled by Froby. Froby guarded by Ritter. That's going to be stolen by Stone Cipher. Colton going to push the pace. Going to go into the lane. No good. Rebound controlled by Hartnett. Shot up. No good, but he's fouled. In some ways, you like to see the aggression by Colton. You like the ball in the hands of your best player going to the basket, but I don't think he had a really good look there. I think in some ways they were fortunate to end up with a couple of free throws here from Michael. Michael's first shot up and a little bit short, no good. Again, 15-point advantage for Broadwell, 4:19 to play. Michael Hartnett at the line to shoot the second free throw. Shot up, no good. And that ball didn't hit the rim, so it's a dead ball with possession going to Broadwell.
Holy Cross needs some kind of spark here. Starting to tire a little bit here with the long game, but they're going to need something to come shooting out here.
Froby to Cross. Cross to top of the key, guarded by Marino. He's going to drive to the basket. Stops. Shot up, no good. Blocked, I think, by Young. Rebound to Sales. Sales into the paint. Nice pass to the left side to Clements. He's going to be fouled. Shot goes in. Bucket counts. That was a nice pass by Sales. Have to give him a lot of credit for some good vision there.
Yeah, it was almost there. Charlie, great position, great block. Ball just bounced to the opponent, and then they were able to squirt it back in.
Devin Clements did a nice job putting that shot up with his left hand and getting it to go in. His free throw's no good. Rebound Marino. Marino facing that full court pressure, gets it to Stone Cipher. Stone Cipher double teamed along the left side. I think he lost his footing. I think they're going to call a foul, though. They're going to put that one on Cross.
Just his first,
So for Griffin Cross, that'll be foul number 1. Foul number 2 on Broadwell. Cross court to Hartnett. Hartnett to Ritter. Ritter to Hartnett. Hartnett shot up, no good, blocked. Ball going to be knocked out of bounds by Young.
Good footwork by Hartnett. He just happened to be double teamed. Didn't know it was behind him when he got there.
Just under 4 minutes to play. Broadwell 48, Holy Cross 31. Sales guarded by Ritter. Left wing to Bowman. Bowman up top to Froby. Froby from the wing, no good. Rebound, Marino. Holy Cross needs to push the pace a little bit here. Going to go front court to Stone Cipher. The ball was almost a jump ball, but eventually going to be knocked out of bounds by Clements. Holy Cross retains possession to Ritter, top of the key. Now going to go left side to Stone Cipher. He's going to put up the long three, needs something. And I think that went behind the backboard and hit the net. So a weird visual right there. Nice pressure by Colton on that long cross-court pass that.
Yeah, it hit just low and scooped underneath of the net. Even people here in the stands in front of us thought that that was initially in the way it flipped off of the net, but
John Fletcher going to check in for Charlie Young. 17-point advantage to Froby. Left wing going to go cross court to Sales. Top to Cross to Froby. Froby down low to Clements. I'm sorry. Now they get it to Clements, and he puts up another 2-point shot, and it's good. John Fletcher just kind of got beat a little bit there. Needed to step in front of the cutting Clements.
that's the kind of offensive possession we usually see out of Holy Cross with the ball bouncing around a lot. We haven't really seen that out of Lincoln tonight, but might be a sign of our defense tiring a little bit.
Fouls on John Fletcher. Rebound to Broadwell, up top to Froby. Froby's going to put up a 3. No good. Rebound controlled by Holy Cross by Fletcher. He gets it to Ritter. Ritter trying to go up the left side. He's going to get a bump from Cross, and that should be foul number 2 for him.
They give him a lot of latitude, but they were definitely riding him.
2:40 left, 19-point advantage. Points have to come in a hurry, and they've got to come from somewhere. And got to take care of the basketball. Stolen by Sales. He's just going to pull it back and eat some clock. Oh, that was a nice crossover. Gets it down to Bowman. Bowman Layup up and good. 52-31. In the front court for Marino. Marino to Stonecipher. Stonecipher's going to put up a three. No good. Rebound,
Wow.
Ritter. Ritter to Marino. Back to Ritter. We got to find a shot that we like and take it. It's got to be faster. 2 minutes left to play. Marino drives to the basket. Tries to bounce it to Hartnett. Michael's going to lose the ball. Eventually, we're going to get a timeout for Holy Cross. 30-second timeout.
A couple of other opportunities for other players there. It feels like some of the team is wanting Stonecipher to just kind of take it. It looks like he feels like he needs to. I'm getting a little away from who they are. We also, looking back on the bench, it looks like Hartnett is dealing with perhaps an ankle injury or some kind of leg issue here that they're tending to, but still expecting that Holy Cross will come out of this timeout with some fire. They've been so dominant throughout the season that we expect that there is still some fire here to make a push here in these last 2 minutes.
One of the plays that I've seen Holy Cross run out of this sideline out of bounds is a double screen to try to get Colton a shot in the corner. And Michael does look like he's got a pretty good limp there. Oh, ball stolen by Froby. Froby in the front court to Sales. Sales clear pass to the basket. 2-point shot up and good. Into the front court for Holy Cross. It's Stonecipher. He's going to go the right wing to Ritter. Ritter tried to go to Young. Again, that pressure just bothering Holy Cross too much. 23-point advantage. And Broadwell is going to pull their starters up by 23 with a minute and a half left. They call the timeout. Coach is giving some instructions on how he wants them to finish off this game. Try to get all the names of folks in. Brantley Conrady's in there. Got Mackay Harris, Brody Glenn. I think that's McLean Awe. And Jacoby Bainter in for Broadwell. Gonna go to the right side to Awe. 2-point shot up, no good. Rebound Conrady, jump ball, possession arrow belongs to Holy Cross. Minute 16 left. Still that 23-point advantage. Stonecipher across the timeline to Marino. Marino needed to put up that three. Now they're going to go to the corner. Colt, 3-point for Marino, no good. Rebound to Stonecipher, who just volleyball tapped
Nice
it
pass
to Charlie Young. One of the things we haven't seen from Colton so much this game has been his court vision, which is excellent. Into the front court. It's going to be Broadwell. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds by Marino. A couple of subs in for Holy Cross. We have David Surratt, John Fleck, or AJ Benjamin, Brody Oliveira. They all check in. A couple more subs also for Broadwell. Got Mason Cross, who I'm assuming is Griffin's brother, but I don't know that for sure. Nice big round of applause for the starters from Holy Cross. Again, an excellent season from them. Didn't really want it to see it finish this way, but they played their hearts out. Broadwell drives in the lane. Shot blocked by Holy Cross. By Charlie Young. And Roscoe Eimer, who checked into the game, he got the rebound. He put up a shot and he was fouled. I think like they might have gotten Brody with that foul. Maybe that was Jax with his second foul. Shot by Roscoe Eimer is up and good. Eimer is a 6th grader. John Fletcher checking in for Charlie Young. Charlie gets a nice big round of applause as well coming off the court. Although he does technically need to get off the court. Eimer's second shot up and good. Ball inbounded to Surratt. Surratt top the key. Gets a screen from Gibbous. Now he's in the corner, needs some help. Didn't throw it to anybody in particular there. Unfortunately, Case Spire, he checked into the game. He's going to drive the basket. He's going to be fouled. got John Fletcher with that one. That'll be John's second foul. Sends Colin K-Spire to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. First shot is up and no good. (56-33) Holy Cross, 17.5 seconds left. Second shot for K-Spire is up and good. Nice for him to get a free throw, get his name in the scorebook. Inbounded to Surratt. Left side to Oliveira. Oliveira to Surratt. Surratt to Fletcher. Fletcher to Oliveira to Surratt to Oliveira. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Gibas, no good. That'll do it, folks. Your final score, Lincoln Broadwell 57, Holy Cross 33. Great effort by both squads. With the way both teams played, unfortunate to see anybody lose this game, especially the way the first half went. 2 pretty evenly matched teams in that first half. A couple of adjustments, I think, for Broadwell that made a little bit of a difference. And Holy Cross didn't handle the defensive pressure as well as they needed to, led to some easy baskets. I think if you're Holy Cross, and clearly Holy Cross fans are insanely proud of their squad and their efforts. We're going to take a little break here. We'll put some stats together. We'll be back in just a little bit. We'll come back and put a bow on a couple of things here. First, we gave out sportsmanship pins to the player from each team that showed great sportsmanship. And so for Lincoln Broadwell, that was Evan Clements. And then for Holy Cross, it was Braden Ritter. You know, every interaction I've ever had with Braden Ritter points to me that that was a well-deserved award for him to get. And what we'll do, I think how we'll wrap this up, both teams are going to be announced. I think what we'll probably do is we will announce the Holy Cross players. We'll run through some stats. We'll see how that puts us. Hopefully we'll get a chance to get them to see their plaque presented as well. And so the medals go to lots of folks. And so the first one goes to our principal, Mr. Greg Kerner. He has been a great supporter of Holy Cross Athletics, and this team in particular. We have our athletic director, Jacques Lefay. And then we'll get to our coaches, Shane Stone-Cipher, who has piloted this team, again, to record-breaking results this season for Holy Cross. Rich Gibas, the assistant coach. And then our statistician, Jeff Marino. Jeff has done a great job for us, and we appreciate that. And then Karen Ritter kept our scorebook. She is also going to get a medal. And then we'll get to the players. And so first is David Surratt. David, the lone 6th grader on the team. John Fletcher. Braden Ritter. AJ Benjamin. Jack Skibis. Eli Marino. Colton Stonecipher. Colton had an excellent first half. Couldn't quite replicate it in half number 2. Brody Oliveira. Michael Hartnett. Still looks like he's got a little bit of a hitch in his giddy up still. And Charlie Young. He's gonna have to bend down pretty far to get that medal around his neck. Again, a fantastic season for Holy Cross. They finished their season with a record of 25-3. Again, a record-setting performance, the best finish in boys basketball in school history. While we get some medals for Broadwell, we'll run through some stats. Give the microphone here to Emily. She'll run through the stats for us, and we'll come back with some final thoughts here before we sign off.
For Holy Cross from the 3-point line, we were 7 from 17, shooting 41%. From the field, 13 of 31, 42%, and free throws 0 for 2 for 0%. For West Lincoln Broadwell, they were 4 of 18 from the 3-point line, shooting 22%, 21 of 46 from the field, shooting 46%, and 10 of 13 for free throws, shooting 77%.
Thank you, Emily. Again, have to give a lot of credit to Lincoln Broadwell. You know, one of the things we talked about pregame was that what could eventually make the difference is just having been here before and seen all of this before. I don't necessarily know that that's the case, but you have to give them credit for making adjustments, adjusting their pressure a little bit, and they rose to the occasion when they needed to. You know, a tie ball game, 25-25, I think, at halftime, maybe 23-23 at halftime. And, you know, in the second half, they score 34 points, if that maths. Holy Cross scores 10. Again, is it the experience? Is it the talent? It's tough to know exactly, but all the kudos and congratulations in the world to Lincoln Broadwell. But, again, Holy Cross, the single best basketball season that we've ever had. Lots of credit to these players who worked hard. You know, one of the things that I think I appreciate most about this group, though, beyond the athletic achievement, which is obvious, this is a team that also finished 4th in the state cross country, with several of these players being key parts of that. But they're just good kids, and they care about each other. And you know, I think the community at Holy Cross, the parents like each other, they care about each other. You know, none of these schools at this tournament are big. We're 1A for a reason. But if you just take a look at the crowds for both sides here and the cheerleaders from both sides, there's a lot of investment in these teams and these players and these coaches. And it's just a really, really nice day. Not the finish that Holy Cross, I know it's not the finish that they were hoping for. But the other thing is,
And
next
there's
year.
no reason to think that they wouldn't continue to have success if they stay together. You talked at the outset the joke about them being very successful in the transfer portal, but I mean what they've accomplished in a short amount of time, not playing together as a full unit until this year. I mean they had some of these guys in the past. They had Charlie added to the roster as well as others, but what you're talking about, that deeper connection of family, some literal family, but also just the commitment to one another. I really think that translates to what we see on the court when they just know where everyone is. But you know, Lincoln West was able to disrupt that. They made adjustments. We weren't able to counterpunch that, but ultimately, this is definitely a state championship caliber team. These Crusaders had the potential. They went toe-to-toe with them in the first half, but just weren't able to extend in the second half. So while it could be fun to think about what's possible for next year, there is so much to cherish and relish about what we've experienced here over the last few weeks.
Absolutely. I can't say it any better than that, so I'm just going to let you leave it at that, Dave. Thanks to everybody who watched the stream, watched the broadcast. If you weren't able to be here, we were glad that you were able to watch along with us. You know, we hope to be back here doing this again next year with the same group of kids. You know, in a perfect world, we're doing it 2 weekends in a row, but we'll see. So, thanks everybody. Thanks again to BC Hornet Sports and Steve Surratt loaned us the equipment so that we could do this today. Thanks to Emily for doing the stats. Thanks to Carrie for doing the camera for us. And Dave, thanks for coming and adding another coach's perspective and another set of eyes up here. So I didn't have to talk the whole time either. So thanks so much.
For the invitation. Yep.
All right, folks. That caps a historic season for Holy Cross 7th grade basketball. Basketball at Holy Cross, just period. Have a great night, folks. Drive safe. God bless.